Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. How are y'all doing today? Been a while since I did a live, so I decided to come on and do one because I don't have time to actually sit and edit a video right this minute. I hope you guys enjoyed the gardening video that I did. If you haven't seen it, go check it out because I have a follow-up to that garden video coming up really, really soon. Welcome into the channel. If you are in here, hit the like button because it does help the channel grow and get out to other people. More people will see it and know, hey, wait a minute, there we go. Will see it and know that I am here, and I'm here to do my homesteading, gardening, and give you the news that you can use and occasionally some that you can't do nothing with. And hopefully encourage you along the way of stocking up more in your home with everything that's happening out here. Y'all, a lot of people being hit hard. I be going into the store. I went in the store the other day. Quick story. Went in the area and I was walking off from the dairy area and this lady was talking. I thought she was talking to somebody else. So when I turned around, I realized she was talking to me. And not because she recognized.
Attention Hoops fans, get ready for the...
My video was starting without me. Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome in. So back to the story. So I was in the Walmart, walking around, left the dairy area, and the lady was talking. I thought she was talking to somebody else that was over there with us as I was walking past her. And then I realized she's talking to me. So I slowed down, didn't really have time to hold a whole conversation with somebody, but she just started talking. And I mean, she was long-winded when it came to what is going on and nobody's talking about it. And it's ridiculous how they won't have enough workers in here and the prices of everything is too much. You can't afford anything. This was an elderly woman. And so I just let her talk and vent. And I was agreeing with her without saying, a lot because I wanted her to get it out because it feels like she had been holding that in. I mean, I haven't seen anybody talking about anything. Have you seen that? I was like, well, actually, I have a YouTube channel. I didn't give her the YouTube channel name or anything. I just said I have a YouTube channel and I talk about, what's happening out here in the world a lot more than what they're talking about on the news. They touch here and there and they jump right off of it within a minute. They only get a minute, maybe 3 minutes to talk about certain stories, and then they get long-winded when it comes to political things. Then they want to talk about that. But so she kept going. I said, well, she said, well, bless your heart, keep doing what you do, and stuff like that. I said, well, if you want, do you want to talk about it right now on camera? And she's like, oh, no, I don't think I can do that. And I said, well, I don't have to put you on camera, like your face or anything like that. And she just got really nervous. So I just cut it right there with that. And she was like, no, but I do appreciate you talking about it. I just hope more people start talking about it and understand that these people are out for themselves and they just want to hurt us and they helping everybody else. And it don't make any sense. I said, I know, ma'am. You could be born here, live here all your life, work all your life, and you are struggling. And then you have other people come in and boom, bam, they get everything they need. I do have to get back out into my garden. Y'all do know I don't do a lot of news stories in the spring and the summer. Now, I will do them, but I don't do a lot of them unless it's something like really, really, really going on back to back to back. Then I feel like I have to come in and do it. But I do a lot of gardening and I intend to share that with you guys. So I've been doing that today. Allergies are bothering me right now. Actually, I was supposed to be planting my starts today, but my husband wants me to wait until he get home because he wants to help. He wants to be more involved. I'm like, oh, I'm for it. If it will lighten my load, I am all for it. But I do need to do some preparation before he gets here. So I will be doing fertilizing of the garden. If you saw where we put the soil in and stuff like that, I need to now go back, get my lava rock and any other fertilizer I'm going to use in those beds, get my cardboard, put over the area where we're going to plant our watermelon, pumpkin, etc., and get that together So when he gets here, then we can get jumping into it because it's supposed to rain Sunday and I need it done by Saturday. Anywho, hey Susie, how you doing? How are you? How are you today? Susie says, good afternoon, Tommy. I hope all is well with you. It is just fine. Little aches and pains, but I'm still going. So if you live in this area, and it may be other areas coming soon, depending on what your governor decide to do in your state. But right now it's Virginia. So, and y'all know how they do. They see one state do something, and if it worked pretty good, then they follow up in a different state. So Virginia convenience stores closed Tuesday to protest proposed skill game legislation amendments. There is an issue with that. This is going to potentially close up a lot of business in Virginia if this continues. So their governor Youngkin's amendments would impose 35% tax on skill games and ban them within 35 miles of a casino or a horse racetrack. So to the person who wanted to know why these stores closed, now this was in a protest that they were closing in protest over this 35% tax on skill games. Can I make it a little bit bigger for these eyeballs of mine? Oh, my sinus is bothering me bad today. Okay, the skill game machines at Race Coast Mart on East Little Creek Road in Norfolk sits dark and untouched. And on Tuesday, now this was yesterday afternoon, owners locked the convenience store doors. And this was all across Virginia, actually. Now, they didn't do it for the full day, but they did it out of protest, and they say they will do it again. So revenue-wise, I'm down 25 to 30%, says the owner of that convenience store. On Monday, hundreds of convenience stores throughout, okay, so that was Monday, not Tuesday, throughout Virginia refused to sell lottery tickets in protest of Governor Glenn Youngkin's proposed amendments to Senate Bill 212. It would impose a 35% tax on skill games and ban them within 35 miles of a casino or horse racetrack. On Tuesday, those stores protested again. So this is 2 days they've done it. Closing from 3:50 to 4:50 p.m. He's telling us you are closed. You're not able to operate the skill games. So basically they're saying they will end up closing for good if this continues because they make a lot of their revenue from that. Youngkin's proposed amendment suggests a 35% tax on skill games, up 10% from the bill's original proposal. Youngkin's also recommended banning skill games within 35-mile radius of casinos and horse racing tracks and 2,500 feet of churches and or daycare centers. Protesters chose the 1 hour time window in reference to the 35-mile restriction. Every store in Hampton Roads is less than 35 miles from a casino. Revenue is definitely down, and I'm not able to hire new employees. Champ Sports Bar and Grill in Virginia Beach stayed open Tuesday, but owner Richard says business has slowed since unplugging gaming machines. They literally have to go in and unplug their machines or risk a fine. So they're losing money. Anytime you turn the lights on in your building, unlock your doors, put the open sign up, and no one's coming in, you're losing money. It's been very rough, Green said, especially during the daytime. We used to have customers come in and grab a sandwich, play the machine while they were waiting. We don't see those business excuse me, we don't see those. Business is off like 20 to 25%. Youngkin's office issued the following statement. They said that the governor supports small business owners having access to skill games and his proposed legislative amendments. A tax revenue from skill game machines be distributed as follows. 5% of the gross profit will go to gaming regulatory funds. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. That was my son in college checking on his mama. Operates 2.5% goes to problem gambling treatment and support fund, 75% to elementary and secondary education, 2.5% to Department of State Police, 5% to the Interstate 81 Corridor Improvement Fund. So that's what they're saying is happening, and it is causing them to potentially down the road close their doors because they're not getting the customers in. So I'm going to play this. Let me first put my little banner up before I play that video.
If you're looking for a Virginia lottery ticket this afternoon, you might be out of luck. Right now, hundreds of stores across the state are stopping the sale of tickets today.
It's in protest of Governor Glenn Youngkin's push to regulate skill games with new amendments. Sarah Hammond has the story.
Virginia lottery tickets were hard to come by on Monday as 500 stores across the state stopped selling them to get the governor's attention. They hope to keep the governor's attention on Tuesday by shutting down for an hour.
That we are a small business here. We are trying to survive here.
Stores like Border Station in Chesapeake stopped selling Virginia lottery tickets, and Tuesday they'll close from 3:50 to 4:50 p.m.
To show the governor what the economic impact can do by shutting down this lottery and how much money it would generate to the state.
The bill that landed on Governor Glenn Youngkin's desk re-legalizes the games, has a 25% tax, and limits how many machines stores can have. Youngkin's amendments tacked on another 10% to that tax and another 10% in fees. He also wants to ban the games in stores 2,500 feet from schools and churches and in a 35-mile radius of casinos. Owner Nick Patel says they're 21 miles from Rivers Casino.
We have big expense like anybody else. And then, of course, the wages are going up. So that skill game machines will provide us extra income to offset those costs.
For now, those games remain locked up in the back of the store. In Chesapeake, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
In a statement, Governor Youngkin's team said the governor supports these businesses having access to skill games, but wants to, quote, establish an important regulatory framework, enhance consumer and public safety protections, and grant localities and Virginians a voice.
So that is what's happening in Virginia. Could that possibly happen in other places? Who knows? While they could have just unplugged the machines and go along with it, they decided to close for that hour. So during that hour, they lost not just money from the gaming machines, they lost money from regular items that they sell in their store, as well as if they are a convenience store that actually is a gas station as well, you lost money there also. So it's hitting a lot of people hard, all the stuff that's going on out here. So I was thinking about what if this happened in other areas and you didn't know that this was happening. I'm trying to get back to my screen. And you didn't know that this was happening, but you need fuel. Then what? Do you have fuel stored up? Hey, Chrissy, do you have fuel stored up? And if so, are you storing it properly? So let me see. Let me stop sharing for 1 second and pull up this other one. So I found some stuff that you could probably use, not probably, because I've seen Back to Our Roots Homestead, they bought them. So this one is $1.99, but you saw they had one for $168. This is a Viva Fuel Caddy 30-gallon fuel storage tank with wheels, portable gas caddy with manual transfer pump, gasoline, diesel fuel containers for cars, lawnmowers, ATVs, boats, and more. So this is an option for anyone who wants to also stock up on your fuel. This one is if I can get on it, this one has the hand crank that you see right here. That hand crank is what's going to allow you to get the fuel out. Now they do have the electric pump on a newer brand, same company, but newer brand. And you could do it that way, but easy access. And the other one has wheels on the front and the back, so you can move it around your property and get to where you need to be. This is what it looks like. You have visual tank level gauges, filler neck with gas cap, anti-static ground clamp. So, when you're moving it, you're not causing any kind of electric static or whatever. Push handle, handy tube holder. I just thought that this would be perfect, other than, the little ones you see here. They're giving you a little example. Let's see. Because you can do your generator, your car, your mower. They say ship, but they mean boat. So this is what it's looking like here. And they aren't that heavy either. I think it was maybe 28 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see it on here. Well, no, that was the smaller one that I saw. This one is actually 60 pounds. This is what it looks like when you're adding the fuel, like they're adding the fuel to the generator right here. Just something to think about, you guys, that maybe you didn't know about. Like I knew about the smaller ones, but not these bigger ones here. And if you get a couple of these at your house or whatever, imagine if something were to transpire, you would be able to fuel your vehicle and get out while everyone else is lined up to get fuel. You already have fuel at your house. And they do have a portable one that's bigger than a regular 5-gallon gas tank, so you can put that one in your car as well. Hey Linda, hey Dee, hey Chrissy, Susan. Yep, BBB. Billionaires building bunkers. It used to be Better Business Bureau. I guess that's the new name for it now. Hey, Fashawn, how are you? Galen, I'm seeing new names in here. I'm loving seeing the oldies, and I'm loving seeing the newbies. Hey, Cynthia. Raven, you're stressed? I have a little bit of that going on too. So, update, my dad was y'all know he had fallen a little while ago. He'd been in hospital all that time. He just got out just the other day, only to end up back in the hospital yesterday because he passed out when my brother was moving him around. So he's back in the hospital. Not quite sure why he passed out. They're running tests. So that's an update on my dad. And my mom, she's still dealing with her early Alzheimer's, and She can remember like all kind of stuff from the past. Is the short-term memory that's the hang up at the moment. So I'm glad she can still remember a lot of stuff from the past. Some stuff she don't, but a lot of stuff she do. And I need to see if she can remember that catfish stew recipe because I need I need to put that in my book because your girl about to start fishing as soon as my son get here. Whenever he get like a break from his internship and then going back to Lowe's to work too, me and him going fishing. So I'm praying for some catfish because I really want some stew. Hey, Minister, how are you? Thank you. Bad hair day, but it's a wash day. It is what it is. Skilled game, Susan. The lottery tickets, anything lottery, they call it skill games. I didn't know that either until this article, honestly. I just call them lottery tickets, but it's a name for everything. Just like politicians have a name. It's called BH. Oh goodness. Hey Donna. Oh, you know they're getting paid. You know they're getting paid. Come on now. Well, they're going to mess around and mess up the economy, though, doing what they're doing, because it is going to hurt small businesses. You're welcome, Cynthia. Oh, thank you, Jen. I need all the views I can get, girl. I'm still paying on my son's college, so I need all the help I can get. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go because I really need to go and get back out in my garden. And I am recording it. So hopefully you'll see that by the weekend because I'm going to wait for my husband to get here so that we can plant together. But I am going to go ahead and start recording what I'm doing now as far as fertilizing and all of that stuff. But I saw this article yesterday and I was like, well, I'll do an article tomorrow because I wasn't going to do a news article. I was going to do a store walkthrough. So I guess I'll do the store walkthrough tomorrow if I don't get back out today. Yeah, I need to go check on this puppy. We on tight budget too, cutting back on a lot of stuff. You know, that's why I say the stuff I say, because I understand that you have to say, okay, well, what needs to be paid? What can I kind of hold off on a little bit, or maybe pay a little bit towards, just until you get, back to where you were. You just got to keep moving forward. Pray about it and keep moving forward. And it's all going to work out eventually. But try not to stress about it. I hear you, Jen. Try that catfish. Hey, F. Oh, yeah. Jason, thanks for that reminder. Let me put Jason's comment up here. Jason says, keep gas in 5-gallon containers. Well, he said cans. So you can constantly rotate them. We have to rotate our fuel just like we rotate our food if you're storing food. Okay. One big container will go bad all at the same time. Use PRIG fuel stabilizer. Treats 5 gallons. Use plastic cans. Metal will rust. Thank you for that reminder, because I had in here, and let me see if I can find it. I had in here ready to pull up, and I forgot all about it. So I saw that. I think that's it. These are the stabilizers that Jason's talking about. I had it already ready as a presentation to pull up and forgot all about it, because you don't want to just store your fuel in your gas cans or whatever you're storing it in. Hopefully it's the proper container. Typically, yellow is not your regular fuel, okay? That's usually, my husband uses that for diesel. That's how we know this is a diesel can. The red one we're going to use for regular fuel. But these stabilizers right here do last in your container, but you still have to rotate your fuel. So it's the old rule, first in, first out. When you're buying more, put it to the back. Move the old to the front. That way you know what's old and what's not old. That ain't no breaking news, child. That's sports. And this one says it'll keep your fuel good for 24 months. I wouldn't necessarily trust keeping anything for 24 months, because I'm rotating it anyway, so it doesn't much matter. Just as long as you got some fuel stabilizer in your fuel to keep it fresh. So thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, buddy. Ciao, Jen. I wish I was making $200K a year or more and have the nerve to complain about it. Like, are you serious right now? Thank you, Jay McPherson. I gotta run too, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. I'm gonna try to do a store walkthrough later, but I don't know if that is going to happen. If it'll be a store walkthrough or if it'll be me doing what I'm doing here today around the homestead. Haven't decided yet, but it might be a store walkthrough. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Just turn your notifications on if you have not, and check and make sure your notifications are on, because sometimes YouTube do turn your notifications off. Sometimes they even unsubscribe you. So make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. And we appreciate y'all being here. It is a blessing from God for y'all to be here, to be able to help my family while we're, having our ends be tight too. Your views really help feed my family. We thank God we have money coming in. It's not where it used to be, so we had to cut back on a lot of stuff. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Yeah. Feel free to share anything I put out: gardening, homesteading, news videos, store walkthroughs, grocery hauls. I do it all. Cooking videos, all that I can do, I do here with God's favor. Okay. Because your girl arthritis was messing up in her ankle yesterday and I was limping. I'm like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. So y'all take care. I'll see you in the next video. Love you all.